Hi friends, we are going to have a lesson now on lesson 6, and before we do lesson 6, let's do a review of lesson 5 and what we learned. Okay, so we did talk about, it's called fair share, and this is how we divide groups up evenly. So for example, if you had the total, which is like say 10 pieces of candy, this is me and this is you. That means I give one to me, I give one to you, I give one to me, I give one to you, and that's how we fair share until we divide it up evenly. Okay. And remember that division starts with the big number or the total at the beginning. It's divided by a factor, and the unknown is called a quotient. Okay, quotient. We're going to learn more about that in a minute, but that means it's the answer. Quotient means answer. Okay. All right, so when we multiply, we want to find the total. But when we divide, we already know the total, but we want to find the size of the groups. Okay? All right, so we also learned in the last lesson about count by. This is another way to solve a division problem. It's a quick way to solve a division problem when we need to find the number of equal groups, especially if we have the total. So for example, I'm going to cover this part up. For example, if we had 15 burgers and there are 3 burgers in each pack, so each pack we know has 3, and we're trying to find out how many packs I should buy. So we know the total, we know how many hamburgers are in one pack, but we don't, let me cover that up, we don't actually know the answer, which is how many packs I need to buy. So we're going to count by threes until we reach 15. Okay, so we do pack 1, 2, so 5, I'm sorry, count by threes. 3, 6, so these all have 3 in them, so 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, all right? So that would be how many packs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would be 5. So this is where we count by the size of the group if we don't know how many groups. Okay? And so this is how we do count by. We take 15 and we know each group has 3. So group 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. And then we solve it by that. Okay, so let's go on. All right, now today, like I said, we're going to learn, it says quotient, the answer in a division equation. Okay, so for example, 6 divided by 2, 3 is the quotient or the answer. All right, there's a question. How do arrays represent both multiplication and division? How do arrays represent both multiplication and division? Okay, so the unknown factor. So when we're multiplying, these are called factors, and that's the total or the product. Well, so the unknown factor is the same as the quotient or the division answer. Okay, so if we turn this around, we put the 20 over here divided by 5 equals, well, we don't know what it is. Okay, so let's find out. So let's just say we have 20 children play a game. There are 5 children on each team. How many teams play the game? Okay, how many teams play the game? Okay, so we have, let's see here, okay, we know that we have 5 children on each team. So here's, I'm just going to draw a square. Here's team 1 that has 5 children. Here's team 2 that has 5 children. So we're using that carry on or carry by. Okay. So let's count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20. And we have a total of 20. Okay. So my division equation would look, so there's the total divided by, there's 5 children on each team equals how many teams? 4. So 20 divided by 5 equals 4. Okay? All right. Now there are specific steps that we need to take. Okay? So, for example, if I have 20 divided by 5 equals 4, okay? First, I'm going to write my steps here. So first, I want to put a box, I'm going to put a green box around the total. Green box around the total. So my total is 20. Okay? Then I have 2 options. I can either you have 2 options. So the first option is to circle the number of items in each group or row. Okay, so we had said, let's just draw this out really quick. Okay, so we don't actually know 4 yet. We'll pretend we don't know yet. Put a question mark. Okay, all right, so we know we have 20 and we know we have 5 teams. Okay, we know we have 20 and we know we have 5 teams. So here is going to be team 1, team 2, team 3, team 4, and team 5. Now I'm going to divide by even share 20. So we're going to go 1, this is player, sorry. I was reading it wrong. Okay, so we have 5 kids on one team, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's one team right there. And I want to try to make this an array, okay? So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, we can count by 5. 5, 10, 15, and 20. Okay, so we're going to circle the number of items in each group or row. Right here. Okay. All right, now if we also are going to look for the number of rows. And we're going to underline those, okay? So here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So now I'm going to go back here. So we said the total is 20. We said the number of items in each group is 5. And we don't know the number of rows, but now we do because we can look at it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that number is 4. Okay, all right, let's do another one. Okay. All right, let's do where I'll write it as a multiplication equation and a division equation. Okay, so we have 2 times an unknown equals 18. And we also have 18 divided by 2 equals the quotient, or an unknown. Okay. All right, so the first thing we do is we're going to put a square around the total. So here's the total, and here is the total. Okay. All right. Now, let's say we know the number of items in each group is 2. So we're going to circle the 2. Okay, so the number of items in each row, each group is 2. So we are going to count until we get to 18. 1, 2, that's one group, so I can circle it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so these are the groups. Okay, now how many rows do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so our unknown and our quotient is 9. All right, let's go ahead and do our exit ticket. Our notes. Actually, I'm going to go into our exit ticket. You'll have to do your notes on Zearn because I'm running out of time. So you'll have to make sure you go into your Zearn account and make sure you do your lesson 6 notes. Okay. You can pause the video if you need help, but this is what it should look like. Okay. All right, so here we go. We're going to work on this next part. Okay. All right, so I'm going to have my notes, which says we're going to put a box around the total. So Caesar arranges note cards, 12 note cards, into rows of 6 for his presentation. Now this is a trick because they should put right in here 6 note cards. Okay, well, 6 note cards. It's deceiving because it says rows, so you think you know how many rows, but you don't know the rows. Okay, so first of all, the total is 12. The total is 12, and we know that there are, I need my different color, sorry. We know that there are 6 note cards in each row. Okay, rows of 6 note cards. Okay, but we don't know how many rows. They don't tell us. Okay, so I know that I have to go to 12, and there are 6 note cards in one row. So I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I know I have to keep going because I have to go to 12. Okay. All right. So, So now we have 12, which is the total. We have how many rows? We have 2. So 12 divided by 6 is 2, or 2 times 6 is 12. What do you know about the unknown factor and quotient? That 2 is the same number.